There are only a few weeks of summer left. We're nearing the end of August, but there is still plenty of grilling weather in Northeast Ohio. We had a couple simple events this week, so stick around after the intro to see what we got into. This is our week. Our first event this week was on a Tuesday afternoon. We were at the Amherst Historical Society Sandstone Village doing a small lunch for a group. We brought the grill out and cooked hamburgers and hot dogs on site. So here we have Ramon and myself getting the hamburgers ready. We use a 1/3 pound hamburgers that they make over at Polanski's Meat Market for us. There's only about 30 people at this event, I think, so just had one grill out. It was a nice, quick, easy lunch. Weather held out for us, and wasn't a bad way to spend a Tuesday morning. Once we got a nice sear on the burgers, it was time to add some hot dogs to the grill. We had just enough room on one grill to get everything going at once, so that's always nice when you don't have to do multiple rounds on the grill. Here's the buffet line for that lunch. Real simple. Potato salad, coleslaw, baked beans, hamburgers and hot dogs. Pretty classic cookout lunch. Got a condiment table, cheese, lettuce, tomato, onions, ketchup, mustard, all that good stuff. From there, our next event was on Saturday, so we had a pretty slow week. We were able to get a little bit of work done in the kitchen, doing some cleaning. But here you see getting green beans ready for Saturday night's event. Sliced up a bunch of mushrooms to go in those green beans. We fed 130 people Saturday evening. Once the mushrooms are sliced, we get those started on the stovetop with some butter. They take a little bit longer to cook than the onions, so get the mushrooms in and let those start cooking while we slice the onions. If you are quick enough on slicing the onions, by the time those are done and ready to add to the pan, the mushrooms are about half cooked. And once the mushrooms and onions are cooked down, mix in some beans and some seasoning, and in the oven they go for a cook. Here you see the pot roast for Saturday night's event. Just came out of the oven, still needs to get shredded. We use chuck roast. Cook those for about 6 hours. Go along with the green beans and the chuck roast, we have our red skin potatoes here. You see Johnny getting the seasoning on these. If you've seen other videos, you've probably seen him do this. That bowl holds about 15 pounds of potatoes. So we add a little butter, a little seasoning, give it a stir, and add a little bit more, make sure every piece gets nice and coated. Once all that's done, we head out to the grill to do some chicken. I think I said we had 130 guests Saturday night. So that was almost 2 full grill tops of chicken. We had them both going here just so we had room to work and made sure we could get everything on at one time. Coals take about half an hour from the time we light them until they are ready to cook. So Johnny came out earlier and got these coals started and prepped the grill tops, got them ready after he did the potatoes, and now we are getting the chicken ready here. Our boneless grilled lemon herb chicken breast there that we are putting on, you've seen us cook it before. We marinate it overnight. We can hold about 60 to 70 pieces in a pan while we're marinating it. So we just had 2 pans to get on Saturday. Probably took about 4 or 5 minutes to get everything on there. So once we got it on, it's time to add our seasoning. Once we season everything, let it sit for a moment, and as soon as that underside begins to sear, we'll give it a nice flip, and then start the saucing process, basting every flip after that. Make sure it stays nice and moist. We like a nice hot grill with chicken. The quicker it sears, the quicker it cooks, the juicier it's going to be. Did have a hot spot on one of the grills this day, though. I remember we had to battle it, had to put out some water and cool it down a couple times. Sometimes that just happens using natural lump charcoal. Sometimes some pieces will be a little bigger than others, might burn a little hotter. Sometimes it's how it gets spread out, but that's just one of the things that you have to deal with. It's hard to notice a hot spot before you get the chicken or whatever you're cooking on. But as soon as you notice it, you gotta take action to calm it down, either adding a little water or moving chicken off it. Sometimes we'll do both. You know, you rotate different pieces in and out of hot and cold spots to give them an even sear. And sometimes certain pieces just cook quicker than others based on how hot the grill is, and you got to be sure to notice those and get those off the grill. Even though everything else might not be ready, you want to take it off when it is ready rather than leave it on and let it overcook and just try to do everything at the same time. It doesn't always work that way. From this angle here, you can see where that hot spot was. So those few dark pieces of chicken, we moved them around once we got into the swing of things and started flipping chicken. And those did wind up cooking quicker. Those were the first ones to come off the grill before everything else was ready. Once we pulled all this chicken off the grill, we packed it up in the van and took it out to the school that we were at. It was the Keystone High School Sports Hall of Fame. It's a little school about 20 minutes south of us. They do really well in a bunch of different sports, and they have a nice Hall of Fame that they have a banquet and induction ceremony for to kick off the school year every year. We've been doing this event for probably 20 years or so. I remember going to do it with my dad when I was in high school, so it's definitely something that we look forward to every year. It's one of those little benchmarks that lets us know where we are in the year. Here is their buffet Saturday evening. Everything you've seen us getting ready: the buttered red skin potatoes, green beans with mushrooms and onions. There's the pot roast and the grilled chicken. And they also had some salads, a little gravy to go on the pot roast. And that was it. A nice, quick, simple week. And don't forget to like the video. If you haven't already, please subscribe. And we will see you next week for another Our Week video.